Hey, okay, so you ready for this? I have two very early single-shot American rifles. The Remington rolling block, this one's a 7mm, and a Model 1884 Trapdoor Springfield. A word about this, I've already done videos for both of these, of course. This may be a Jezile, or it may be a left-eye dominant Trapdoor Springfield. Carved weapons that looked like this had this kind of stock in like Afghanistan and India, used to great effect against the British in the mid to late 19th century. Someone said, no, that's a left eye dominant Trapdoor Springfield. Maybe, but I would say this hatch marking did not emanate from the Springfield Armory. I don't know, and I don't think we're ever going to know. But we do know that it is a Model 1884 Trapdoor Springfield, because it says it right there. It's got the Springfield Armory eagle on it, and it is 4570. This is 7mm Mauser. The rolling block, they both came from about the same era, and mid to late 19th century, they both came into existence in the 1860s. This was very popular, not with the U.S. military, but with the Mexican military, Danish military, Egypt. Millions of them were made. Don't have any information about this one specifically. It looks like the ones that I've seen that were used by the New York National Guard for a period of time, but I don't know. And they didn't make good records. The records they did have burned in a fire, supposedly, so blah, blah, blah. This has a very strong action. It's very simple to use. This is also simple to use. And having used this recently, I discovered how simple it is, and it might be more simple than this. What I would like to do is fire 3 shots from each as fast as I can, loading and firing, and see if one is more complicated than the other, or if they're about the same. And of course, I'm not trained. I don't have a bandolier. I'm going to be sticking it out of my pocket when I need it. But let's try 3 of each and just see how we do. Okay? Ready? Here we go. Came right out. Pretty powerful round. Hits me in the shoulder. Not uncomfortable, though. Okay. That was pretty easy. Let's try 3 from the Trapdoor Springfield. And a word about 4570. 4570 is a huge, murderous round, notorious for being as hard on the person firing it as it is for the one who was being hit by it. Probably not, but that's the rumor. These are cowboy action loads, and I was kind of afraid of them when I first shot them. This is an old gun, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do with new ammunition. This is not mine. It was lent to me by a buddy who had not fired it. But cowboy action loads have a smaller amount of powder, and they prove to be quite pleasant to shoot. So let's do, this is certainly much better balanced than the rolling block, and it could be because it's cut down with all of this stuff, but you know, it's much easier to sling around, it feels like. The sights aren't as good, I don't think, because there really aren't much sights. They originally had a ladder sight on it, kind of like the rolling block does, but this was taken off in whatever process it went through to make it a Jezile or a left eye dominant or whatever it is. All right, but let's give it 3 on the other target of the enormous 4570s. So let's try 3 of these. Oop, yep. Kicks it right out. That feels good. That is a lesser power round than the full power one, but it still kicks you in the arm pretty good. Man, that's nice. Oh, that's right, I could do this. Do I? Maybe not. So I'm gonna put those next to each other, editing wise, and see what the difference is. They feel pretty much the same as far as how quickly you get them into action. But let's take a look at how we did. Well, quick shots. Not really shooting for a whole lot of accuracy, but it's only 7 yards. There's our rolling block, 3 7mm, and all certainly would have been man killers, and absolutely the same for the Trapdoor Springfield. Could have done better if I aimed a little harder, but this is about, you know, how fast I could do them. Cool guns, though. Let's talk about them a little more. So I just want to do a little bit about the loading processes between these two. They're both very simple, pretty elegant, and obviously made, you know, with the end user in mind. The story, again, with the Trapdoor Springfield is that after the Civil War, America had a bazillion Model 1861 Springfield rifles in the arsenal, and they knew they needed something that was a breech loader, but they didn't want to go to the expense of buying all new weapons. They had all these perfectly good ones, and so they came up with this. They just made them all into Trapdoor Springfields, and I think it's a very elegant solution. I think it works very well. I think it's got some loose shavings in there. Uh-oh. Good thing it's not my gun. But it worked very well, and it's one of the guns that won the West. And the rolling block, also very elegant and simple solution. Mostly they were made in black powder, and they would have, black powder, as we know, gums everything up. So this would have gotten gummed up like anything else. But it's very simple and very robust. And I think that even if it's gummed up with black powder, you can rip it open and get it done if you need to. It did come with a rod, so you could tap ones out that got stuck in there. The metallic cartridges early on, a lot of them were copper, and copper was not as good as brass in that it would expand when you didn't want it to, and it would jam it up. And that is, I think, what happened with the Trapdoor Springfields at the Battle of Little Bighorn, 1876. I think anecdotally, it was said that a lot of them jammed up, and that's why the Indians won. And of course, the Indians won because George Armstrong Custer divided his force, and he rushed in when he should not have. Whatever. I don't think it was the fault of the rifle. It was the fault of a lot of things going wrong, mostly George Armstrong Custer. But and I don't know how much this one is cut down from the original. This is very handy, but it's a really cool historic piece, and I really like it, and I've been very impressed with it. And the rounds, the rolling block was made in a lot of different rounds. I think 43 was one of the major ones in black powder, which would have been about this size, I think. 7mm, great round, very good for this gun, and very accurate, and I think good over long range from what I understand. 45-70, not as, well, can be good for long range, I think, but we know now that the pointy bullets are the ones that are going to do better over long range, right? But let's go shoot them a tiny bit more and see if we can come to a conclusion if one of them is better than the other. Okay, just wanted to tell you that what you're going to see now is a quick edit of the shots that you already saw. Each individual shot, the rolling block and then the Trapdoor Springfield. Rolling block, Trapdoor, rolling block, Trapdoor. So you can kind of compare and contrast. Okay, ready? Here we go. Oop, yep. Pretty powerful round. Hits me in the shoulder. Not uncomfortable, though. Kicks it right out. Okay, I feel like 6 shots is not enough to make one of my videos, so I want to shoot them more. I'm going to shoot one more of each 7mm Mauser out of the rolling block, and we're going to try for some accuracy this time. Be a little more careful. I like it in the shot, so it looks really super cool. That's what this is all about, looking super cool. That was pretty accurate. They both eject really well, which kind of is the point. If they don't eject fast, you can't. If you got to pick your rounds out, one last big old 45-70 from Mr. Trapdoor Springfield. I'm shooting a little high. Okay, let's see how those work, and then let's call it a day. Wait, gotta eject first. Ejecting is fun when it's that easy. Got another bullseye on my rolling block. Don't remember which one was there before. I think this is the aimed round just now. And I aimed a little lower and got a little better bullseye on my 45-70s. Both of them fantastic guns, really, really good guns. And I think that the Trapdoor Springfield got a bad rap, thanks to George Armstrong Custer. But I think this is a great rifle. I think that ultimately the only real difference is this flappy thing here. And, you know, if you're trained for it, that's one thing that could mitigate the possibility of that being flapped in the wrong way. But the rolling block, this is contained and it's not going anywhere and it's not changing, you know, no matter how you're holding it or what's happening or how many Indians are running at you or whatever. So I think this is probably a little easier to load and fire in a hurry, I think. But that's just me. Your mileage may vary. Ultimately, I think they're both excellent. And, you know, I would not turn down either one of them.